Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Why does it keep defaulting to weird stuff? Go up here. Congrats, Darkrai. I hope you actually like it. I remember it quite fondly. But then again, I remember Brood War fondly, so what the hell do I know? Ladies and gentlemen, behold, the poncho is back. We've got a couple of color options. I'm not sure which to go with yet. We got white, kind of like tacky brown, whatever. The Kashyyyk green, the partisan orange. I don't know what that is. I guess that's the scrapper color. And, of course, the objectively best color. Good morning, Mook. That's right, we just drop-kicked a man to death. I mean, I already had hope for Zero Company.
He missed you.
I missed him too. But if you tell him that, I will retaliate.
Fair enough.
Jesus.
Foes near.
I mean, honestly...
They think to stand against us.
Just having another good XCOM game in general would be nice to have. Never mind one with the Star Wars branding. Favorite fighting style so far? I mean, pound for pound, this is the best fighting style. The animation canceling alone makes this. But for sheer fun factor, it would be either this or the fencing one of the two. It's a shame I can only equip 2 at a time.
Careful, there's danger
Unless you want to
nearby.
end up like him.
Keep your distance. How is that a disagree? I just said blaster stance.
Good job.
In fact, I listed 3. Blaster stance, two-handed, and the dual wielding. No, what I need to do, for the sake of testing, is switch back to dual saber at some point. And just play around for that. I was thoroughly unimpressed with it every time I used it, but that also means I haven't given it a really serious shot yet. Oh yeah, by the way, so I had to go and fight an enemy, a mini-boss, in order to get this poncho. You're welcome. I was already in the two-hander mode. Let me tell you, fighting bosses in two-hander mode is a thing. It is clearly not quite designed for that.
Guard up.
But let me tell you, when you hit something, it feels it. Honestly, and this is going to sound weird, I feel like the Great Sword mode is designed for fun. If you remember, in several Souls-like games we've played over the years, I have actually defaulted to a big old two-hander. Not because it's the best, but because if I can successfully manage to get my hits off, the enemy falls over. And yeah, the extra reach is nice. Oh yeah, I actually already unlocked the shortcut. Yeah, whatever. Moving on. Hello, Elazar.
Gear could use a few tweaks.
Switch it up like this, maybe? Maybe about there. There we go, that's better. It's cosmetic. I sincerely doubt it does anything.
These are all over Seer's base.
Yes, they are ancient security mechanisms. A remnant of those that came before. When the Empire arrived, the Anchorites began to use them.
Old tech is less conspicuous.
Exactly.
Okay.
The safe house is in there?
Yes. The temple is abandoned and well fortified.
Perfect place to hide from the Empire.
So we thought.
We'll find Brother Armias.
I hope so. We will take the back route. It is the fastest way.
I mean, it could be argued that we've only fought one boss so far, and yeah, I was thoroughly unimpressed.
That looks like trouble.
At least there's two of us. One for each of its claws.
They do sometimes in the books, Elazar. But the reason they don't in the movies is extremely simple. We beheld a choreograph.
Did you find the way to Tanalor?
Not yet. But we found some devices from the High Republic. Master Cordova's inspecting them now.
Seer and her master are quite the pair. They've been a vital asset to the path since they joined us.
Did you come across any other Jedi on your travels?
No, Cal. If I had, I would have contacted you.
Thank you.
Yeah, there are not many Jedi left. Despite the fact that there's a bunch of Jedi still in the galaxy, if that makes any sense. Like I said, we keep finding Jedi survivors. But most of them don't survive for very long.
Nice.
A shortcut to Seer's base.
Empire's closing in.
Let's split up. I will slow their progress. We'll regroup near the temple.
Okay. I don't know, it always made a degree of sense to me, Moog.
Hey, Marin. Watch yourself out there.
I'll be doing the watching, pal.
Just you and me again.
The trap of the Jedi was... The trap of the Clone Wars was so thorough and so in-depth and just made so much sense that to me it always was logical that a huge majority of the Jedi Order would have been wiped out during it. And indeed, pound for pound, it is like 99%. Like, we keep joking about, oh, there's Jedi. If we actually sit down and count, we have maybe, at the absolute most, a few dozen survivors. Total. It's not a lot. Yeah, Palpatine started an intergalactic war just to wipe out the Jedi. Well, I shouldn't say just. There were other things going on. But that was the primary goal. Highest priority goal? Something like that. No, that would be silly, Elizar. Although the answer is depends on the rider, as usual.
This guy looks hungry.
Nobody has given a damn what George Lucas has said for many years. He also hasn't been in charge of Star Wars for many years. He was also arguably never the central source on how Star Wars worked. So... Good morning, Brown Jacker. Interesting. He's making his museum right now. I can't get off this. Oh god, I'm actually stuck. Okay, there we go. That was a little weird. Yeah, there's actually a line in the Revenge of the Sith book, which I've always liked. I forget the exact phrasing, but it's something to the lines of, the moment the Jedi decided to go to war, they lost. And, yeah. Yeah. But that was the whole point, wasn't it? It was kind of a catch-22. And yeah, quite a few Jedi died or returned during the war. That helped. And the war caused a lot of Force wonkiness, just by sheer virtue of the devastation and violence that it was unleashing. Who, Elizar? I know who he is, Elizar. The answer is no. That's the joke. So, the Republic...
Careful not to touch anything here. Don't want to wake the dead.
Why did you say that? Okay, you can scan things. Chakotay!
But to what cause?
So, the Old Republic military was so pathetic and so terrible... that if not for the clone army, yeah, they would have lost. Remember, they didn't know about the clones, but the motion to create a Grand Army of the Republic was already on the Senate floor, because they didn't have one. And now this is getting a bit into the EU territory, but in the EU, it was made very clear that the Old Republic military was pathetic. Just absolutely pathetic. In fact, if I had my book handy, I would quote it at you. You know what? Yeah, Padme was opposing the creation of that. It's actually what led to the events at the very, very beginning of episode 2, if you remember. The terribly, terribly done... What? Ah! What? Ah! Is there another one? I hear another one. There's another one. Go away, bugs. Ah! Why are you alive? Stop being alive! Okay. We're good. Everyone's dead. Hi, Ross. Let's see if I can find this stupid thing really quick. There we go. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm trying to find a specific quote, but can I share this one really quick? Palpatine failed to take advantage of opportunities for placement on important advisory boards and powerful committees. He was noted as a keen observer, but was reluctant to present his observations unless pressed by colleagues. The senator rose slowly, hampered by an apparent lack of ambition. His only notable achievement was a remarkable absence of enemies, attributed as much to his weakness within the Senate as his unimposing personality. I mean, yeah, no, the whole point was that Palpatine was a nobody back in the EU. Just some dude. Hell, even when it actually, that was the whole reason why he was the decrepit-looking old man thing. The whole point was that he was portraying himself as just some weak, simpering little person, which most people didn't realize was Palpatine. Here's Compnor, which I don't want it to read about right now. There's Imperial Intelligence. Also don't want to read about. Is this it? Is this the military? No, it's still II. Oh, of course I can't find it here. Oh my god. Oh, here we go. During the days of the Old Republic, the army degenerated into a poorly trained police force with fancy uniforms who performed garrison duty on member worlds as a barrier between squabbling locals. The Navy was responsible for getting the army to its destination and picking up what was left. There was lip service paid to the concept of orbital support, but the Navy was stretched so thinly it could not afford sitting in stationary orbit for the duration of a surface campaign. The Navy jealously guarded its starfighters, so the army was denied any effective means of maintaining an orbit free of enemy spacecraft once the Navy departed. Morale was low, and quality of personnel bordered on non-existent. There you go. There's the Old Republic military in one paragraph. What's up, Clays? Hit me. I'm ready. I'm ready. Sorry for the derailment. I love the Imperial Sourcebook. It's one of my favorite go-tos for world building for the entire franchise. Even though none of it's canon anymore, I kind of don't care. And I've used it a lot with regards to our wars as well. Where's this?
Stuck the landing.
Thanks, Cal. Screw cannon, we've got head cannon. Or, sorry. What I meant to say was, cannon is important. Yeah, limited funding, limited equipment. More of it goes into it, but the idea is that there wasn't even really a proper command structure to the military, because most of the military was funded at the local level. Now, you're probably thinking, well, yeah, it was local military. No, 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 no. The federal military in the Old Republic was primarily funded at the local level.
Map of the region. There's Pilgrim Sanctuary across the bridge. Wonder what those markers mean.
Like, if you were a planet who was like, oh, God, we have a problem with pirates or whatever, we need to petition the Republic military to show up, you had to pay for it. Because the Senate ain't paying for that. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. The Old Republic has lots and lots of monarchies. Like, quite a few of them, actually. There's a whole... It's kind of part of the whole space fantasy thing, right? There's an entire nobility class. Yeah, nobles and kings, exactly. Hi, Reggie. Honestly, yeah, they were calling them a slightly more organized PMC is not invalid. A very underfunded, low morale PMC. It has been noted several times that one of the reasons the military was so like in favor of Emperor Palpatine and the Empire in general was because he actually took care of the military. If you'll forgive me the quote, pay the army, pay it on time, pay it well. Where do you want me to go? That's a dead end. I can go up there, but that's like it? Yeah, it was easy to get people like Palayan on board. Because, you know, he just wanted a proper functioning military. And was a little bit of a fascist. Depending on the writer. I dislike that, admittedly, but whatever. It is still true. So that's a shortcut. I guess it wants me to go up there? It has to, yeah. Okay, let's do that then. Well, that was something I wanted to answer in our Wars, Clays. So if you're wondering, really quick aside for the galactic history. So there's this incident we're calling the... I know you've never heard of this before. It's called the Great Hyperspace War, okay? It's a brand new thing. We just invented it. But we're completely changing it into being this massive World War I event for the setting. The idea is that in the age of expansionism, when people are starting to move up and down the trunk, a lot of the powers started conquering, coinciding, and basically things started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Instead of planetary and interstellar powers, system level powers, you started seeing interplanetary powers, interstellar powers, right? Those started to come into conflict with each other. That kind of escalated, and that led to the Great Hyperspace War. That was very strange. I'm not sure why I did a double jump off of a ledge. I'm not even sure how that's possible. Let's try that again. That was even weirder. Lots of bugs today. Jedi Survivor. We're walking, we're walking. So the idea is...
This remind you of Zepho too?
The idea is... most of the empires of the time kind of naturally gravitated towards being allies, and most of the more egalitarian organizations, which were already in a trade union, started gathering together as well. Yeah, I see BD's shadow there. And that kind of became the beginnings of what would eventually be some of the Outer Tribes and the Republic, respectively. So this trade alliance, which turned into a military alliance, kind of started formalizing, and that became the Old Republic in our wars. They were actually relatively small because they were mostly a core word. So I keep talking about trunks, I should mention that. We decided to redesign the geography and hyperspace a little bit. First of all, shrinking the overall size of exposure across the galaxy substantially. Think of it more like a wedge of the galaxy instead of like the half moon that it actually is. And the idea is that there are natural hyperspace lanes. It's not literally like there's a freaking tarmac in space, but there's chunks of space where it's much easier and quicker to navigate hyperspace up or down. In other words, coreward or rimward throughout this section. You with me? Hence, there's a central trunk of a hyperspace lane that kind of traverses most of that wedge. But then if you want to branch off of that, that gets into smaller roads that come off of the central trunk. So that's what I keep talking about when I refer to the central trunk, is there's this one gigantic trunk, and so most of the big planets, most of the big powers were already on that trunk. And then you get further and further out, and it gets more and more difficult to navigate. You get it, right? Yeah, exactly. Shipping lanes in real life. Exact same concept. So, yes, the only road, Pillars of Snow. Points if you get it. So the Republic planets were all much more coreward on the central trunk over here. And more of the empires were kind of more rimward. Still on the central trunk, by the way. The eventual Sith tribes are people who are actually out here, kind of on some of the branches. You with me? That's a later thing. I'm just mentioning it for completion's sake. The Mandalorians actually come in from some of these outer branches, find the central trunk, and then start pushing their way coreward along, and that leads to the Mandalorian Crusade.
Can't make that. Too windy.
Apparently. No, I know it's a... There's an episode of South Park, Pillars of Snow, where you've ever heard of the Follow the Golden Road from, oh god, I can't think of the name of the story right now. Well, they did a song set to that tune, which is Follow the Only Road. But yeah, whoever has access and control over the... Wizard of Oz, thank you, Mook. Whoever has control over the trunk has control over a huge amount of commerce up and down the trunk. Hence why the Republic kind of is in such a position of prominence and power. It's actually primarily an economic power.
You ever heard anything like that before? Almost like music.
But yeah, the idea here is that the Republic was actually in a pretty good state until the Mandalorians showed up. And that's kind of the first domino. Obviously, I'm thinking about the whole setting as a whole because it's me and that's how I write. But the idea is the Mandalorian Crusade led to a lot of people deciding to make decisions for the greater good, which started a series of trends of people making decisions for the greater good and things getting worse and worse and worse as a result. So the Republic starts pushing back up and starts doing some interesting things under Revan in order to deal with the Mandalorians. And the Mandalorians are kind of... okay, they're off the board. That almost immediately leads into the Republic deciding to expand into the Sith tribes. Do note that's actually an inaccurate term in universe. It's a deliberately inaccurate term. There's all kinds of people on the branches, and they're all just kind of lumped in as the Sith tribes by people who, are stupid and or racist. Take your pick. So they start expanding out into where the Mandalorians came from, and that leads to them expanding all over the place. Massive expansionist thing leads to the entire Republic starting to go topsy-turvy. And yeah, very Roman, right? Yeah, barbarians, once again, very Roman. That leads to the times of the Old Republic and almost immediately leads into the Separatists, who are like, okay, hold up, guys, let's chill a little bit. And the Separatists originally are going to want to peacefully secede. I'm not sure if Dooku's personally pushing that out. I don't have a finger on our Dooku yet. I'll have to think about that. But either way, the Separatists as a whole are like originally just a few individual groups who are trying to leave. They decide to band together to have more political sway in order to get out of the Republic. The Republic says no. Clone Wars. Oh yeah, we're definitely shrinking the timeline if it's not obvious. Not sure of specifics yet. Not sure of specifics. I like to really sit and think about that.
What? I said, what's the ETA on that shuttle? Speak up, I can't hear you.
He said...
Come on, let's get him.
Sudden movement unforeseen.
They were waiting on a shuttle. Means more on the way.
That's actually not true. Our Trek's timeline is essentially untouched. Yeah, the two-hander is kind of silly. Although it's worth noting, Trek's timeline is only a couple centuries, so that kind of doesn't need shrinking. Oh, that looks fun. Hang on. Including the jump in the 2000s. Yep. Assassinate Blade Tavall is a go. I repeat, Assassinate Blade Tavall is a go. No, amusingly, our Trek actually started development before New Trek existed, which says a lot about how much I have been letting that particular project of my life just sit on the vine. That is my fault. I admit that a lot of that boils down to the fact that I just don't have a lot of motivation in life right now because life sucks. It is difficult to bother to do something that nobody cares about except for me. That I'm essentially just doing for fun. That takes time and effort and resources. It is, for all intents and purposes, a hobby. Not that hobbies are bad things, quite the contrary, but you get why it's been kind of deprioritized. Whee. Okay. You're one of the few, Dark. Anyways, so yeah, no, to finish answering the question, New Trek is something I'm not even considering existing. Discovery doesn't exist. The Kelvin timeline doesn't exist. And none of the New Trek. Literally none of it exists. It is not something I care about, to be perfectly frank. But more to the point, including it at this point would essentially involve starting over from scratch. And I'm actually really happy with the overall timeline and plot arc of our Trek. And I don't kind of want to start a whole new story just to include something I don't care about. So yeah, no New Trek, sorry. I know there's good new Trek. That's not what I'm trying to say here. Oh, this is it. If I ever make an R Trek 2, we can acknowledge all that stuff. Prodigy, Strange New Worlds, maybe Lower Decks. So, let's see if my keyboard still works, because you can't buy these keyboards anymore. This is not replaceable. It was water. It's always water. I don't carry soda. I don't drink soda. So, I gotta explain that briefly. You're probably wondering what the hell happened. So... I have a really strong mental block to avoid anything over here to my left, because that's where my drink sits. That's a block that goes back years. It's essentially muscle memory at this point. I don't even have to look to completely physically dodge where my drink is there, right? It would take something that actually bypasses my brain in order for me to actually move over here deliberately, especially without thinking about it. Like a spider, which was dangling right about here. And for those who are not aware, I actually do have legitimate arachnophobia. So, without thinking about it at all, I just reached out and crushed the thing. Which I did, instantly, of course. And knocked over my drink. Now, I do have a vacuum, a mini vacuum, specifically a keyboard vacuum and a keyboard duster right here, because I take good care of my stuff. But, yeah, that's... Anyways... Moving on. Hopefully it's fine. If it's not, that sucks. Because there is no replacing this keyboard. I mean, I could check. There might be a used one for $500. Which is what it was last time I bought this one. Yeah, this keyboard was like $500, by the way. What the hell were we talking about? Yeah, I'm sure Rax has tried to help me find a replacement, and has not yet succeeded. God bless her, but no. What the hell was I doing? Okay, so I can't make this jump because the wind's up. Yep, okay. Hi, Game Geek. And hi, Blue Fellas. And hi, whoever else just bumped. It was Goblin Denominator. Hi, what's up? I don't remember what I was going for. The point is, I'm not including R-Trek. Sorry, I'm not including New Trek in R-Trek because, again, I would have to completely rewrite everything, and R-Trek is mostly plotted out. Like, I know the beginning of the story and the end of the story. And it's going to end after... That's what I was talking about. I knew I was leading to something. It was TAS. That was it. The animated series. No, I'm not really including anything from the animated series. I don't even know what I could include. Like, that could be an optional hard mode, I guess. But at that point, I would be rewriting it so much that it wouldn't be TAS anymore. And, yeah, here we are. No, I haven't talked about RDS9 yet, and it's admittedly partially because it's one of the ones I want to keep the most quiet of, especially since it's one of the last stories in the timeline. All I'm going to say is that the Dominion is certainly different, and we're just going to leave that as is. technically the last one in the timeline is our DS9, because our Voyager is the time travel show. What in the world do you want me to do here, game? Yeah, no, it, like, even the outline is like, go here, dummy. Yes. Our Janeway's life is not going to be a fun one, no. You think that's bad? Wait till you see our Neelix. No, I'm kidding. No, our Voyager is probably going to be one step away from a horror story. And that is very deliberate. Apparently there's a down. Yeah, I didn't even see that. I really didn't. Our Tuvix kind of can't exist. Because transporters don't work that way.
Pilgrims came out here anyway. Imagine crossing these gales just to find a safe place. Guess you can't put a price on sanctuary.
Come on, camera. Work with me, not against me. And yeah, no, Voyager is going to be a stranded crew and ship out in the middle of nowhere.
Marin mentioned this was the back route, right? Hope Seer's got another way for these refugees. They've been through enough.
Yeah, I don't think the other refugees are physically capable of doing what you're doing, Cal. But yeah, stranded crew, in the middle of nowhere, no supplies. Yeah, of course they're going to have a bad time. Come on. I'm not sure what other option is even possible there. It won't be full-on Year of Hell until they get to Borg space. And yeah, I'm actually going to keep a spreadsheet. Actually, I already have the spreadsheet to keep track of resources. If a torpedo is fired, I'm going to keep track of that, because that is now something they have to replenish. I admit I was always going to do that, but the recent Voyager game has kind of inspired me. Because, yeah. There we go. Maybe? No? Nope. I mean, the Ocampa are an easy fix, honestly. They're not 9-year-olds. Done! There we go, we did it. But yeah, we could also just make Kessa Talaxian, and we're good. We're done. Easy fix. What do you want me to do? Oh, okay. Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it, Reggie, to say the least.
All clear.
Hear that? It's the ghost.
Calm down. That's just the wind.
I don't know which is worse, these winds or the...
I swear, if I hear Desert Ghost one more time...
Understood.
Get in here. Charging to the enemy's position. Done.
Giant's been keeping busy. Why didn't the Empire give us a nickname?
They gave you a nickname. The Jedi. Come on, dude, don't be greedy. Probably droids. That's it. Oh god, a Trek Wars crossover. Let me start by saying I would not do that. Let's just get that out of the way. But you're offering me $23 million to write a Trek Wars crossover. Let me think about that. No gun to the head. I'd just let you shoot me at that point. No, you got to give me something to worth my while.
Yeah, definitely Marin's work.
Provide cover. Give me time.
They gave him time. No, exactly, Moot. Hence the 23 million. I suppose that number has probably changed nowadays, thanks to the economy going topsy-turvy, but whatever, you get the idea. A few $1 million, let's just be vague about it.
Keep up.
You got this, Stormtrooper dude. Go for it, Darkrai. I'd love to hear it. Whoa, hello!
Stormtroopers weren't ready for these conditions. And it doesn't hurt to have a desert ghost on our side. Maybe the wind's turning in our favor for once.
Don't say that in this setting. Also, yeah, there's the crashed Lambda. Yeah, anyways. I mean, they actually did several interesting Trek X-Men crossovers, but those settings work better than you'd think. Mutants just being a thing in Trek kind of fits, right? At least on a certain power level. When you get up to, like, Phoenix, alright, now we're getting silly, but you get my point. Speaking of which, I did thoroughly enjoy that entire mod you mentioned, Dakota. And yeah, MLP Transformers worked weirdly well, too. And yeah, there was also a Green Lantern one for a while there. But no, here's what I would do, okay? I've been thinking about this for a second. So, insert space wedgie that doesn't... I'm not going to try to justify it. Some space anomaly thing happens and grabs an Imperial Star Destroyer plus escort into the Star Trek universe during the Dominion War. The entire story is now focused on a common... So we're going to bounce between three viewpoints, okay? Viewpoint number one is essentially Cisco's. Commodore Cisco's. That is to say, he is trying to figure out... This is when he was actually the adjutant of the Admiral, if you remember that. He's trying to figure out how to get these people on his side. Because there's going to be some incident where the ISD there in question might actually make it the Chimera, just make it Thrawn. Not sure about that. But either way, it's an ISD with a competent crew. That's the important part. They encountered some Dominion ships and wrecked them. So, the Federation's goal is now to get these people on their side. The second viewpoint is the Dominions. Probably specifically Dukat Wayun and the female changeling. And they also really want that ship on their side. And they're willing to play at politics. The Dominion have always been willing to play at politics, right? The third viewpoint is on the ship. And yeah, I actually like Pelion, I think is apparently how that's supposed to be pronounced. better than Thrawn over there. And their viewpoint is, ugh, now what? I don't know, what do you think, guys? Is it the worst idea I've ever come up with, or the second worst idea? But that's probably what I'd go with. Part of the overall point would be that that ISD, Jesus Christ, is a significant change to the war. Yeah, they've got hyperspace first and foremost. Let's just assume it works. Let's just wave over that. So they are much faster than any of the Star Trek ships by a huge margin. Second of all, yeah, an ISD with support is the equivalent of an entire fleet in Star Trek. And these are battle-ready people under a competent commander, which, again, I like von Falkenstein's idea. I think that's why Pelion is a good pick for that. Agreed, Blue of Alex. And yeah, right? I mean, Sisko is enough of a war leader and a pragmatist to realize the situation, but he's not the charisma guy. That's Picard. And you know Sisko would be willing to swallow everything and be like, yeah, I need you to get out there and deal with this, please. We need these people to, at the very least, not join the Dominion. Yeah, funnily enough, the Dominion also have a charisma guy, Wei Yun, who is, again, more than willing to play at politics.
Onwards, traveler. Cross over. Cross over to what?
Yeah, right? Wei Yun versus Picard at the meeting table. I mean, that's what Trek has always been best at. Talky scenes between characters. Look, they offered me a lot of money, Plutoni. I'm sorry. I had to do it. I had to do it. I mean, it wouldn't be super hard to make it, instead of it being Galactic Empire era, make it Imperial Remnant era. You know, mixed species, first of all. Mixed genders, second of all. And a little bit less on the fascist button, you know. Just a little less fascist. Yeah, exactly. The problem is, if anything, like if the Sith Empire showed up, then the big boys would get involved. Either the Q or the Borg. Because if the Sith Empire showed up, they'd sweep. They'd just go, and just kind of run over everything. Citation needed, von Falkenstein? Since when is the Chimera not an ISD? Yeah, Q just gets an alert and is like, what? And that's the end of that. No, that's one of the reasons I zoomed in on the idea of a single ship. A single ISD is still a force to be reckoned with, especially with support.
Near that murder machine any more than I need to.
Come on, it's just a droid.
If it's just a droid, why don't you go check on it, huh?
No, they're just alien Star Wars. You know how it is.
Weapons on him!
He gets to rule on high as Sultan on Earth. Or become a god. Take your pick.
Rest, reflection, direction. Onwards, traveler. Encouraging. Loctite.
No, Blade Ball, no. Oh, hey, Jedi robes. No, we're not a Jedi, though. We're a poncho. Yeah, exactly, Reggie. Oh, I don't want to fight that. Okay.
Empire brought a new toy.
Basic maneuver. Sustaining damage.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Okay, okay.
Move in. Control. That's damage.
No one doesn't play nice, huh, BD? Let's check it out.
Interesting. Wow, this throne guy must be really cool, Star Wars. Sorry. Are you sure you didn't mean throne? Just tap out Mithron Naruto. I'm sure everyone will know that that means here. And we're dead. And we're dead. Nope. And dead. Alright. Could you actually, like, work, game? Thank you.
It's easy to get knocked off course around here. Let's move carefully. I've got it. Star Wars and X-Men. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Although... No, I am kidding. Mutant stormtroopers. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I don't want to piss in anyone's Cheerios, but if it's not obvious, I'm not a big fan of crossovers in general. A lot of that boils down to most people not knowing how to write them. But in some cases, I also think they just don't do anything with it. What if the mutants were in Star Trek? Okay. And? But they're there! Don't you understand? Okay. I mean, it's almost always a marketing-driven decision rather than a creative decision, which is the other problem. If someone legitimately wants to tell a story about, I don't know, how the Federation would, which is very severely anti-genetic engineering, would react to things like mutants, okay, there's probably a story idea there. But that's not what they did. Instead, they did this thing where, like, a mutant, I don't remember which, merges with, God, what's his name? The guy from Mitchell, I want to say. The guy from Where No Man Has Gone Before. It's like, aha! We have merged, and now we will destroy the universe. Okay. Gary Mitchell. Yeah, that's right, Gary Mitchell. I'm right. Okay, it obviously wants me to go here. What's next? Oh, goddamn, I didn't even see that. I still barely see that. I saw this. I mean, Twilight would absolutely fit in at Starfleet Academy. In several ways. And Star Trek is sufficiently egalitarian as far as species that they wouldn't care the fact that she's a pony.
Must be getting closer.
Like, that would just be like, and? We have Hortas in the Federation. We're fine. No, it wasn't, Reggie. No, it wasn't. No!
Hostile agent detected.
Marin's watching out for us, buddy.
Look, I love that sweeping move. I'm sorry.
Where's our shuttle? We gotta clear out before excavation reaches that temple. They're dispatching another. I want to have a front row seat when they try out the big gun.
Hi.
Stop! Intruder! Stop him! Attack him quickly! They're pretty quick.
Come on. Oh, wow, you lived through that.
That'll give us a boost.
I mean, canonically, doesn't Game of Thrones end with, like, the people realizing that the Game of Thrones is awful and needs to stop? Although I guess the books haven't ended yet, have they? So who knows? I was referring to the show, which has ended. Yeah, I've heard from many people the show's ending is eyebrow-raising. Frickin' bugs. I admit I only barely even know what that is, Lord Harriman. Prequel? Side story? I don't know.
Droid with its master.
That's right, I am your master, BD-1. Listen, if we don't subvert expectations, how could we possibly call ourselves writers? Shocking. Come on, game. That's probably our shortcut back. What? BD1, what?
Seek not the path. Return to stillness, traveler, and the way reveals itself. Easy to say when you're already resting in peace.
Wait. Hang on. In which direction, Blue Wolf Alex? Like, are you having issues now, or are you actually doing it now? Either way, I hope you're enjoying, because, duh. Best examples where there was a subversion at the end of a work. Okay, couldn't get... Okay, sorry. Yeah, that's... You understand why I was confused there for a second, Blue Wolf Alex. It's like, wait, huh? Best subversions.
Come now, you can make it.
Hello?
I'm Cal. This is BD1.
I'm Peely. Didn't expect to see any pilgrims today.
What are you doing out here?
Tending to what I can, but very little grows here, as you can see.
You should check out the Kobo system. Everything grows there.
Sounds lovely. Perhaps I will.
Just tell the bartender of Pyloon Saloon I sent you. He'll get you set up.
Oh, hey, there's the gardener. Woo. I suppose, yeah, Infinity War does count. They undid it, but that doesn't change the fact that Infinity War did.
This leads up to the bridge.
I'm actually having a really hard time thinking of any examples. Any positive examples.
Botanist in the desert. She must have been really lost. Or desperate to find her way.
So I was kind of automatically discounting parodies, because at that point, we should just include all of them, all of the good ones. Because they all do it. It's a common formula of comedy to subvert expectations. It's actually a very normal joke structure. I suppose Empire Strikes Back does qualify. The heroes lose, after all.
What's over there? Found it!
Nothing.
That doesn't scare me!
Something about that rock formation looks familiar.
Oh yeah, people were very mad about Empire when it came out. Which always makes me raise an eyebrow just a little bit, you know? Like, really, guys? This has been remarked on several times, but what everyone wanted from Empire Strikes Back, or perhaps what everyone expected, was Return of the Jedi. Because, as everyone knows, Return of the Jedi is Star Wars 2.
A scroll. Let's save it.
Probably. No, Ross. Star Wars wasn't a franchise when Empire came out. Frankly, franchises weren't fully a thing. Ow. When Empire came out. At least not in movies. It's not like nowadays where sequels to films are essentially, like, guaranteed. Alright, let's see if this works.
I could use a break.
When I was younger, Returns was my favorite, although for probably the dumbest possible reason. Ewoks. No, I've never liked Ewoks. Yeah, the Battle of Endor. Put very simply. I used to quite literally just rewatch the Battle of Endor. Some of you have heard me talk about how the first story I ever enjoyed, the first time I ever enjoyed the story axis, might be a better way to phrase that, was in Final Fantasy IV. That's not actually hyperbole. As a reminder, that came out in 1991. Or 2, or whatever it was in the States, but early 90s, right? Before then, I only enjoyed the gameplay axis of things, both in games, shows, and movies. FF4 taught me about the value and perspective of how a story axis could be enjoyable. Let's start leveling Double Saber. See if we can turn this into something worthwhile. Sorry. Final Fantasy IV, Kenexco. I apparently misspoke. Sure. Yes, actually. Everything I learned about music theory originally came from just studying Final Fantasy IV. Oh, gotcha, Kenix sorry. I'm Mockingbirds. So I get a lunge? What does this do? Nope. What does this do? Interesting. Just studying it, Two-Base Master. Studying how he constructed his music. Uematsu is, and I'm just going to be as blunt about this as I can, a genius, and actually understood how to make music for the extremely limited resources he had available. And so he would do what nowadays are probably considered fundamentals, but that taught me the fundamentals, right? The very nature of how melody and harmony can coexist, the nature of how to do chords or strings or motifs, just basic constructs of what music is. Alright, let's see. Can I afford both of these? I don't want that. I want this one. No, actually, Linear Earth. I'm talking about Final Fantasy IV's soundtrack. A little earlier in the timeline. Alright, let's switch this out and try it out for a while.
All set.
Yeah, the thing I didn't like about the dual saber is it's really big, slow, sweeping attacks. You can't interrupt. There's no animation canceling here. So you're very committed to your swings, even more so than the two-hander. House to get that attack. And that attack. And that attack. Alright, let's poke at it. We're about to go to rescue some pilgrims on Jedi, Mockingbirds. So I haven't talked about RTOS because it's the least designed of them, if that makes sense. Let me phrase this a little bit differently. Our Enterprise is almost entirely written as of this moment in time. I know pretty much everything that's going to happen in all 4 seasons. Our TNG is something that just kind of locks in even without me having to do anything with it. All right, our Enterprise is the establishment. Our TNG is the established. We have a Galactic Federation. We have all this stuff. Everything's cool. Everything's together. Yeah, right. Like it's less about the frontier and far more about, okay, now what? We have establishment. We have connections. We have political entanglements with the other big powers. Now it's a lot more grounded, I suppose, is the word I would use, stories. But it's also setting up for both our Voyager and RDS-9. RDS-9 is a war story, straight up. And that leads to our Voyager, which is the time travel story. And also the 7 Years of Hell. All of that also leads to our Nemesis, which is the final battle. Okay, cool. What the hell's RTOS? And yeah, the expansion is the easy answer. But I don't have a lot of specifics written for that. If that makes any kind of sense. The only major note I have in my notes about RTOS is to make someone other than the big 3, I'm saying that wrong, is to make other characters, is to actually have Scotty episodes and Chekhov episodes and so forth and so on, right? Pretty much the exact same thing we're doing with all of them. That's not really a big deal. You know, there's a reason why we've already in our Enterprise had Hoshi episodes and Travis episodes, even in Season 1.
I did what I could, but there is an Imperial unit up ahead. Thought I should warn you.
Sounds good. Lead the way.
Now let's try out our new saber.
Enemy spotted!
Oh no! I'm out. Oh god, I'm in the rocks. I'm in the rocks. Oh no. Okay, we're free. We're free! We're free! Oh, absolutely, Linear Earth.
Did the Empire find a way into the temple yet?
No. But I have heard imps talking of a new excavation machine.
Let's move.
So, yeah, the entire idea is that Archer is going to be the political appointee who has to grow into the role. He's not a commander. He's not a captain. He has no charisma. And he has to develop, right? He has to work into that. He is probably the closest thing to just a captain that we have, a standard captain. The second thing we have is Picard, who's going to be a fleet captain. Effectively an admiral. Someone whose entire job is to run formations and squadrons. Sisko's going to be the Commodore. He's not a captain at all. His job is to run the station and the region, probably the entire sector at a certain point. And of course, Janeway is going to be the science captain. That one's obvious.
Marin?
One moment.
Still impressive.
You have not seen the true extent of my powers, Cal Kestis.
Yeah, that's kind of terrifying. We're not there yet, Blow Off Alex, but yeah, I mean, we're going to do auditions for that at some point.
Hear that?
The ruins are singing.
It's coming from that chamber.
Then you must find a way in.
Why do I have... Okay. Why do I have to find a way? Because I can teleport. God damn it, Marin. Okay, yeah, alright. And we're dead!
Now or never.
Didn't need those bones anyways. I don't understand what there is to explain about there being a science captain. This is actually something that is applied in real-life militaries. The idea is that captains with specific branches of expertise take priority on missions of that expertise. Let me use a quick random example. Picard, the fleet captain, Janeway, the science cap. Oh, I'll explain why I give her that. Because she is a scientist. That's just canon. That's not me making that up. She has always been a scientist. Oh god, we're just a bag of skin held up by the Force. I like that. Yeah, actually, Crusher was a science captain. You know, a little more medical, but still true. Speaking of which, medical captain is going to be a thing too, just not for the principal cast. Exactly, Hazardous.
All this way. Just to die?
No treasure's worth dying for.
Or is it? So Kirk, right? I don't have as much of a finger on what type of captain Kirk would be. You could literally say he's the general captain. That is to say, the generalized captain, not the military captain. I mean, Lord knows Kirk was kind of several roles at once. He was a hero. He was a hero unit, right? He was good at politics. He was good at military. He was good at diplomacy. He was good at outthinking his opponents. He was good at being a good, charismatic leader for his people. Yeah, he was the jack of all trades and actually good at everything. Honestly, the one thing I have written down in my mental notes for our Kirk is he is the plenipotentiary. Because he kind of actually was in the show. I just want to canonize that.
This place is strong in the Force.
Sorry, he is someone who operates with the authority of the state, is what that means, in summary. If he makes a decision, it is as if the entire Federation has made that decision, because he acts with said authority. It was actually semi-common in real-life militaries, especially in navies, when there's a ship out in the middle of nowhere, with no ability to call home and say, hey. I suppose, yeah, actually, Spectres were kind of like that. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, Kirk could literally make treaties, and the Federation would be beholden to those treaties. They have invested that authority in him. If anything, that's the biggest thing I would do for Kirk. You'll notice I haven't done that for any of the other ones. Even Sisko, who is a Commodore, who technically outranks all of them.
Bingo, Ross. We actually had a story idea planned out. I don't know if we're going to still use this, where there would be a direct butting of heads between Picard and Cisco, because the question of authority would come up, and Cisco would rightly point out that Cisco outranks Picard. Nope. Oh, never mind. That was it. Why is there lightning? Okay.
Welcome back.
Hey,
The Imperial labor camp on Maza.
the garrison's half empty. We can strike before reinforcements arrive.
Sounds promising, but Marin and Grease haven't made it back to the ship yet.
As soon as they do, I'll scout ahead and they can rest on the Mantis.
You know they'll never allow themselves to rest if you're in danger. You never give up. And that's what inspires all of us. But you have to remember that where you lead, they will follow.
I know I've been pushing recently, but ever since Grease
What
got
happened
hurt...
to Grease is not your fault. But ever since then, you've been reckless.
I keep worrying about something bad happening to one of you.
It's good to acknowledge your fear.
And then suppress it!
Let it determine your path. Focus on the moment. Choose your direction and act with certainty. And trust that, whatever the odds, you'll pull through. Cal, trust yourself.
Trust in the Force.
Exactly.
What if I don't trust the Force? Force still owes me $5.
No holding back now. Focus on the moment and push through.
We've just gained air dash. This is just officially Mega Man X now.
We gotta take this storm head on. Brace yourself, BD. She always knows where to guide me, even if I don't know my next step.
Cal, what happened?
See for yourself.
Not bad. Maybe you can keep up with me now.
I wouldn't go that far.
What's the Empire up to?
They're at the temple entrance, waiting for something.
And we still got time.
So now we have even more platforming. Jeez Louise, as if this wasn't already a platformer.
That can't be good.
We'll tear that temple apart.
The Ramias is still in there.
Let's split up.
What the hell is that?
Be careful.
Okay, that sounds like a boss fight is what that sounds like. Would Wolf 359 still happen? Absolutely. I mean, come on. Wolf 359 is literally the seminal event of Trek in universe and out. There's no way I'm getting rid of Wolf 359.
Come on, buddy.
Yeah, I'm actually impressed that they've been able to... Oh, there we are. To expand on the kit. It's trickier to do than you'd think, considering we already started with an extensive kit. Where?
Really, Plutonia? That's good. I like that. By the way, how's the mic sound today? I did a very minor but crucial amount of audio tinkering this morning.
The winds are with us now.
Drill assault craft is landed. Starting excavation on the he's there, right there! All right, again!
I'll do everything I can to make him shut up as quickly as possible, Luthor. Also, you missed us talking about Art Trek. You had so many opportunities to tell me how terrible my ideas are. That's a bit far. Yeah. That is a bit far. But that is the path. Alright, Down, maybe? Okay. Fine, we'll do it your way. For no reason.
That drill will take time to set up. Hope Marin can slow them down.
Fiction was a mistake. Entertainment was a mistake.
Oh, am I kidding? I chose the wrong profession. Should have wised up and chose the flame trooper track. Then again, I never liked fire either.
Does anybody like fire? Anyways, enjoy the view.
How did someone sneak in?
Whoa there!
How you doing, BD? Having fun back there?
Uh-oh. Lord Harrimont is pure evil. I knew it! Alright. We gotta put down Lord Harrimont. Yeah, I was actually thinking the same thing. Like, they have added to Jedi Fallen Order's kit in Jedi Survivor. And that kind of implies a commitment to doing that in Jedi 3. So... how do... What? Whoa there, game. How sentient are Star Wars droids? Would you believe variable? See, there's this thing I call droid effect, and I don't call it that for, you know.
I think the sign-ups are closed.
Yeah, by the way, the speedrun record for this game is 17 minutes. 17 minutes. I have no idea how. I haven't watched it yet. I'm saving it for when we get to the audit. I'm sure it's some shenanigans.
Incredible. But that won't stop the Empire from reducing it to rubble.
I mean, that is an option, Kara White Noise. We don't play as Cal in Jedi 3. It's also the easiest way to avoid some of the story problems I've been running into. I was reading some interviews about the writers when they were making this very game, And they kept running into this problem where they were like, we want the story to be significant. We want Cal to be relevant. But we've set the story in the middle of the Dark Times. You'll notice that despite being a constant enemy, the Empire are narratively kind of irrelevant to this game. We're mostly dealing with finding Tantalor, or whatever it's called, or dealing with pirates, or helping locals, or connecting with people. Like, yeah, exactly. Cal pretty much cannot become a part of the Rebel Alliance, and pretty much cannot make any real inroads to the Empire. So, I mean, I think they made a good decision. I think it was a good choice to go with.
Maybe something's blocking them. Might be chambers and tunnels out here. We'll have to proceed on foot. Copy that.
Well, hello there.
Eyes over there. I'll break your guard. An enemy! Here? Ha! Throw the grenade! I just have to aim better!
You can't aim better. Don't be silly.
Interesting.
I actually don't even know if they finished it yet, Lord Hermit, but there was work being done on an all-quests category for Baldur's Gate 3, which is actually a very common category for RPG speedruns. Because most RPG speedruns boil down to, what's the least I have to do to beat the game? And that's exactly what Baldur's Gate 3 was. Get to Act 2, literally just reaching Act 2 is actually all you have to do in Act 1. That's easy. That takes like 2 minutes if you know what you're doing. I could do that. Getting through Act 2 is difficult, more difficult I should say, because you can't just go to Act 3 from Act 2. You have to beat a boss, no spoilers. So, the goal of Act 2 becomes defeat that boss. Act 3 is in a similar vein. We have to trigger the end game of Act 3, which involves doing a few specific things. And that becomes your wish list, right? That's your to-do list. I love how Cal kind of flails when he does the air dash. Like, he's there we go. No, Act 2 is get to Baldur's Gate. We don't reach Baldur's Gate until Act 3. Yeah, I don't know, don't ask me. Act 3 has a very severe pacing problem. A lot of the best content in Baldur's Gate 3 is in Act 3, but it is terribly paced. It is so dense. This is actually something a developer I know was complaining about recently. You reach Act 3, and you cannot do a quest. You cannot go from point A to point B without stumbling onto a bare minimum of 2 other hooks and/or quests. There is stuff everywhere in Act 3. It's a bit overwhelming.
Brother Armias can't hide forever.
I know a lot of people who either put the game down in Act 3 or just run into a wall.
You know what to do. Sanctuary to all who seek it. Sounds too good to be true.
I mean, I've already mentioned my theory that they were going with the kitchen sink mentality, and I stand by that. In other words, they wanted to do so many story ideas in Forgotten Realms that they just did all of them.
Pilgrim Sanctuary should prove a worthy location for the safe house.
Its proximity to the archive is ideal.
And with a bit of your slicing, this temple could once again provide safe haven for those who need it most.
Back to it.
I don't know if I'm there yet, Mook. Although at this point it'll be my 4th playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3. No, 4th playthrough total. My 2nd playthrough got to Act 3 installed. My 3rd playthrough got to Act 3 installed. Anyways. Both co-op runs, obviously. As if I would have time to play a game for fun that isn't with friends. Give me a break.
Temple we've raided. What's so interesting about Jedi anyways?
Don't know, don't care.
What are we even looking for? Who says we're looking for anything? We're sending a message. Peaceful or not, Imperial resistors will be stomped out. Someone wiped out the squad on Overlook Patrol. Think it's her?
Put that ghost story to bed, soldier. The witches are dead and gone, just like the Jedi.
Yep, just like the Jedi. Good last words. Oh, it's you. General Kestis.
Attacking the enemy! Move ahead! Got this! I'm gonna get you! Take the shot! Get up there! Hit one!
I mean, that does sound like you, Push-Ups.
I'm giving it!
I hope the visit was otherwise fruitful. I actually think DOS 2 is a bit more replayable than Baldur's Gate 3. But I am biased because I think DOS 2 has superior overall gameplay to Baldur's Gate 3. Make of that what you will. Actually, let me be more precise with that sentence. I think DOS 2 has better minute-to-minute gameplay than Baldur's Gate 3. They actually are working on a game called Divinity, Lord Hermon. It's vetoed, before you ask. Story? DOS 2 is not known for its story. It actually has a much better plot than Baldur's Gate 3, amusingly enough. Way more engaging, tightly focused, well-paced, etc., etc. Divinity Original Sin 2, Mockingbirds. And yeah, Divinity is an original setting, with some interesting approaches to continuity. Baldur's Gate 3 has better characters, better side stories, better world building. You know, little side stuff. Overall, BG3 has a superior story. What is the plot? It's actually harder to say that without spoiling than you'd think. Give me a second to think about that. Okay, DOS 2's plot, in summary, is that the gods are trying to convince you to take over their job for them. And that's the summary. That's the best possible non-spoilery summary I can come up with. Whoops. So, there's our mining droid. Cool. There's actually two reasons Divinity is currently vetoed. One is their pro-AI use, and I do stress the way I say that. They've been doing the same thing every other company's been doing. They get very defensive when called out on being pro-AI. Which, you know, they can go directly to hell. The other is that the trailer is incredibly gross. Like, weirdly gross. Like, what in the hell? What is this nonsense? Oh my god. Yeah, the pigs. Just, ugh. Yeah, it was the one they played at the Game Awards. Several people have been rather unpleasant towards me about my pushback against the gross, and I kind of don't care because the pro-AI thing is enough reason to veto them.
That should give our operation cover from Imperial scanners.
We are pretty firmly in the no-tolerance era. Oh, they actually call it the Trident, too. It even looks really old and rusted. Nice.
What's this now? Took out our backup. We'll make him pay. I won't let you win, traitor. You'll pay for that.
Who has better teammates, Baldur's Gate 3 or Mass Effect 2? Ooh. Yeah, that's another thing. The Divinity trailer is hilariously edgy. Like, to the point where it's honestly just kind of funny. Like, okay, game. Thank you very much for the sub, Kenix Cow. As always, you know the question. What the? What the? Ah! Uh-oh. No. That fucking spider. God damn it.
What did you want to put those towards, Kinect Cow? Jack, Thirsty Suitors. Hey, you spelled it right. And KC Knight. Done. Thank you, Mockingbirds. It is ultimately my own fault. I don't know what that means right now, Cycloud, I'm sorry. It's not a mechanical. Every mechanical keyboard I've tried has not worked, put simply. Sorry, I should have put up music while I was swapping keyboards to my backup. This poor thing. This is my much older backup keyboard, the one I bring out every time there's an issue with one. Basically everything, Blade Taval, if that makes sense. That's actually the mouse, Mr. Red. I know that sounds strange, but it's true. The buttons are in a very comfortable position. It doesn't cause me any wrist strain or finger strain. I can type extremely fast on this, which is obviously very helpful given how much typing I do in my life. But also I play PC games for a living. Literally things like the specific spread of where the shift is versus the alt versus the space bar, and the layout of the home and enter keys, the numpad being over here and in this setup. The fact that it actually has a proper function key layout. For example, most keyboards, I bet most of you in chat right now, if you're looking at your own keyboards, it goes F1 through F6. This one goes F1 through F5. Which for various reasons is actually more useful to me, both for when I'm doing stuff like video editing and also video games, because F5 tends to be save, and so having it right there, as opposed to having to find it amongst F6, is actually a lot easier. It's all little stuff. Is it irreplaceable? No, I have actually already ordered a new one. That's what I've been doing while I've been talking. I will see if I can repair the other one. But I long ago came to grips with the fact that I'm not going to tell you the cost. I'm not e-begging. I long ago came to grips with the fact that having a really good keyboard is simply valuable enough to be worth the expense. It shouldn't be something I spend that much money on because keyboards should not be that expensive. But there's no getting around that because I have tried many, 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 many other keyboards and keyboards types over the years. And none of them have ever worked, put simply. So. Yeah, no, it's very likely that the circuit is already fried and that's game. Yeah, exactly. You don't skimp on shoes. You don't skimp on chair if you work in a chair. If you sit for a living, you don't skimp on your bed.
And I don't skimp on my keyboard. This is my job keyboard, right? I use this keyboard a lot. Same thing with mouse, actually. It's why I use a rather old mouse, because mice have gotten worse. It's not, unlike the keyboard thing, which is mostly preference. I swear to God, modern mice design is just going downhill, right? Yeah, also my entire computer, which I did not skimp on. Once again, that's my job. Where is this image of your... Okay, it's probably in Star Wars. No? No, yeah, there it is. Okay, there we go. Oh my God, you use the hunter thing, don't you? Or is that wood? What is that? Yeah, exactly. No, actually, in fact, headphones. So I use really specific headphones. You can't find these headphones new anymore. Actually, this exact pair is on its way out. The glue is starting to finally go away. But several years ago, God, like 5 years ago now, I bought a good 20 of these. In fact, my backup pair is quite literally right here. So this mouse is a basic Logitech thing from several years ago, obviously. But my original mouse, which was actually essentially the perfect mouse for me, was the WoW Cataclysm mouse. That mouse is good luck finding one of those nowadays. I actually still have my WoW Cataclysm mouse, but it is long since broken. And yes, I have several backup PlayStation 3 controllers as well, in case that becomes an issue, because you also can't find those anymore. Interesting hair, Pillars of Snow. It looks very Republic-era Jedi. I mean that in a good way. By contrast, BD-1 looks like a gorilla, which I'm with. As in like a guerrilla fighter, you know, not you know what I mean. What are you doing? What in the world? But no, yeah, I am with Dakota. There has, along with virtually everything else, there's been a encrapification of several aspects of hardware in the last several years. And that sucks. At some point, we will probably see some bounce back on that. Start to see custom models becoming more common, probably more expensive. But, yeah. Anyways, where the hell... Oh, God, I've just completely lost my train of thought now. Where the hell was I? Right! We were in the middle of a thrilling boss battle. Except it's level design. And honestly, I'm with that because I like the level design of this game more than I like the boss battles. Yeah. Yeah, Razer has gone way downhill. Logitech has just become a joke. Yeah, I don't mind paying for quality. I have never minded paying for quality my entire life. But the important part of that equation is the word quality. If I'm paying for a really good insert thing here, I don't mind paying well for it. You're paying well for well quality. You get it. I'm just looping at this point. Sorry, I'm still kind of mentally not dealing with that very well because I just feel very, very stupid. You know what? Hang on. I do have something else to say about it. It's like Super Metroid. Bear with me for a second. Super Metroid is not a great game because it's an older game. Super Metroid is a great game because it is a great game. I've argued this for my entire professional career, as well as, you know, just personally for a couple of decades now. So many people are like, older X are better, or newer X are better. No. Better X are better.
Starting to think we're in the right place. What do you think?
Yeah, exactly. There's always been good games, and there's always been bad games. That's how life works. Once again, how are non-Force users supposed to open this door? I mean, I think we all know the answer to that question. Actually, yeah, housing is another good thing. A lot of people in the housing market, at least here in the States, I don't know how this works in like Europe, where you're a little older than us, we'll have this thing where it's like an older house, and therefore it's better. No. It's an older house, therefore it's older. Some old houses suck. Some new houses are really good, and actually properly well designed. In fact, if I ever truly had the option, if I actually did have a bajillion dollars or whatever, what I would do is I would make my own frickin' house. That is to say, hire an architect and buy some land. Because we have actually a lot of design concepts in the modern era to make really well-designed houses in terms of airflow and pipe placement, electricity, and all kinds of fun things we can do. We just tons and tons of technology that has developed over the last few bagrillion years. Now, if you buy a cheap prefab house, yeah, no, that's probably crap. But that's because it's a cheap prefab, not because it's new. Game? Yeah, no, it wants me to go through that door. Hang on. Admittedly, I'm kind of mind blown, mind fogged, mind crushed right now. Yeah, exactly. I call them prefab houses. I shouldn't say that. That's actually not quite accurate, because there are prefab houses. But, yeah, cookie cutter is probably a more accurate term. There it is. There they are? Yeah, there's a reason the term McMansions even exists. Oh, okay. Dude, building a house like you did in RDR2, that was kind of a prefab. The funny thing is the term McMansion is so self-explanatory, we don't have to explain it to you, Reggie, do we? You just know what a McMansion is. Because it's called a McMansion. It is almost perfect nomenclature.
Okay, getting closer. All right. Let's look.
Hang on. Here you go.
Was the poncho worth it?
Yes, the poncho was worth it.
Why are they stacking femur bones?
I'm not sure.
There was a scramble to evacuate.
You know what this reminds me of?
What was that?
That crypt thing in Paris.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what it's talking about. I'm never going there in real life, even if I visit Paris. Because, I'm good.
Like the
catacomb? Is that what it's called?
I don't know. But
I know what you're talking about. I've seen it in
Yeah.
games and in movies and in video or footage. Is it just the catacombs? Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's like they had to wait for the bodies to like finish decomposing.
Just, it's fine.
And then go through and separate all the bits out.
Yeah, no, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Just kind of smooth it out. Just polish the bones a bit while we're there.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Bye. I have to,
Oh, it's Friday. Right, yeah, okay.
it's on the calendar.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I love illegally exploring places. The pyramids say hi.
Quickly, everyone! This way! Hurry!
Are you coming with us?
I must remain here a little longer. Go now. There is no time. I will seal the passage behind you.
I do love this
May the Force be with you all.
painted chips look for the visions.
Easy now. See your Junda sent me.
Master Junda, you use the Force, you're Cal Kestis.
Nice way to disarm that situation. No pun intended.
Empire's closing in.
Yes. Which is why this must make it back to Master Junda. These contact codes cannot fall into the hands of the Empire.
Don't worry, I'll give them to my good friend Bode. He's probably a traitor, Mockingbirds. I like how she immediately cognates that.
Take this. Go through quickly. It will protect you.
Perfect, Lilimas. That's a terrible thing. I am so sorry you're dealing with that right now.
I can't hold this forever. Go!
Couldn't save him.
Oh, now we can go through Green Gates.
Come on, Cal. You can do this. What are you waiting for?
Hang on, I have to meditate, sorry.
It is our duty to make sure his death ends.
Let's get.
Hi! Hello, yes, hello. Here there be monsters. Natural and mechanical. Rules of nature! Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. There's, okay. I do like traversal tech. This is straight out of Celeste here.
I see a way back in.
Then let's hurry.
Another good argument for why video gaminess is a good thing, by the way. And we're dead. Let's try that again. This isn't safety, you realize that, right?
Out of Sears base.
There's another route, but there's a lot of patrol.
We can manage.
No.
Only ranged folks. That is all of them. Our friend is back.
Oh, good. Thanks again for the charm.
You needed it more than me.
You gonna explain how it works? No. Okay. I am strangely okay with this.
Foes near.
Found the target. Watch your step. You're not getting out of this. You and me now.
Nice work, Jedi.
too, Desert Ghost.
There he goes! Hope you're ready. I'm dealing with this fight. Going okay?
Empire had no idea what they were about to find.
Can't get them all! I hope that hurts!
Yeah, I've actually seen blasters track in this game. It's a little ridiculous.
Dead end!
We make a stand?
Do you trust me?
Of course. What are you up to?
No time to explain.
Yeah, that's what "do you trust me" means.
Yes.
What? What? Time and place, people!
Is that for luck?
No. Hurry.
Meanwhile, he's like, "No PDA! Kong!"
No!
I can't believe this!
Believe it! Well done!
Oh no! 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 And then we die. Let's try that again. So, ley line currents, huh? I guess force line currents in this case.
You got this, buddy! No kidding. This thing's gotta have a weakness.
Does it? Like, it's, oh, okay. I found its weakness! Yeah, no, it's something, this has always been true since, like, the old days. Star Wars video games just don't fit with the movies, and I'm kind of okay with that. Because, you know, video game. But, yeah.
Nice one, Cal!
Don't think me yet.
Having fun?
What, you're not?
We can't keep this up.
I have an idea, but I need an opening.
Get some height here. Don't mind me. I can't make that. What do you want me to do here, game? God damn it. I like the checkpointing, by the way. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I don't know why. I'm having a hard time seeing the green. I think it's just me.
Nowhere left to run!
Then we stand together.
Can we fight it not on a giant thing of doom? No? Okay. Hell. This looks like hell to an outside observer, Blade Javal.
One last jump. It's a big one.
Right behind you.
I imagine what other people see is what we've been seeing this whole time, actually.
How did you do that?
A ritual I learned when I returned to Dathomir. It is taxing.
You okay?
I am fine.
Come on. Let's get these codes to see her.
Yeah, like that right there. Did you see that? That's probably what it looks like to other people. What DD1? What do you want to scan? Yeah, you keep freaking out. What do you want to scan? What do you want to scan? I don't even care. Yeah, exactly, Plebs Note. That's what I am presuming. I would have loved it. They couldn't have done this because the camera doesn't leave Cal in this game, but it would have been fun if it just cuts to a stormtrooper who's just watching that whole thing and it's like... Alright, let's head back to base. Pack it up, guys, pack it up. We're just leaving, sir? And then the officer just looks at him like... And looks at the giant exploding wreck in the distance. Looks back at the trooper. Okay, I guess we're leaving. Alright, let's go. Let's see how well I can type here. with my backup keyboard. So the backup, you probably didn't even see this poor thing. I want to show this off for just a second, if you'll forgive me for indulging. So this is the backup keyboard. It's a little older. I didn't get this in 2002, but this is, oh gosh, this I would have gotten somewhere around 2012, give or take. It continues to be the backup keyboard. Some of its keys are not doing great. Some of its springs have long since lost their sprung. It works. Yeah, the worn wrist mat kind of speaks for itself there. So I occasionally, whoops, sorry, hang on. I occasionally replace it, but I always keep it around as the backup and give it a nice thorough cleaning every time I do. For moments like these. Yeah, it still works, right? It's not good because it's old. It's not good because it's new. It's good because it's good. It applies... Well, I should say that applied to cars. Actually, for anybody aware, the new car market is currently doing some interesting things. Oh god, which book is it though, Malachar? I guess you'll tell me when you get back. Yeah, subscription-based cards. Which isn't even a joke. That's it. That's where we're at. That is the current era. Phrased. Why is there a big dent? Where's the big dent? I don't see any big dents. I think you're lying to me, push-ups. Why are you seeing big dents? Yeah, no, exactly, Maverick. My current car is like a 2010 or something. Which in my mind I think of as a new car, but that's a 16-year-old car. There's no dents. I take very careful care of my electronics. It's one of the reasons I'm so mad at myself for freaking out earlier. Let me jot down some positives while I'm here. Just do when I got it. Yeah. God, even the space bar's having issues now. I can immediately feel the difference. I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's do nuclear war. I'm ready. Wait, anything bad whatsoever will happen to anyone ever? Nah, changed my mind. Oh, I know. Like I said, I don't want to go too much into this particular rabbit hole because nobody really cares. But the car market right now is kind of self-destructing. Has been for a hot minute. It's not a new development. Hi, Colgrim. Oh yeah, by the way, fun little factoid. Some of you may or may not have noticed that we have a couple of new tags, which are just going to live there now on my streams forever. They are, we do not have AI turned on here. The reason I'm mentioning this to you is because what I actually bothered to do my due diligence and read up on a lot of that stuff. The AI thing was predominantly scanning chat. And that was the main thing that they were actually scraping in order to feed into AI learning centers. So, I have opted out. I am not the only Twitch streamer who has now started to add, we do not use AI on this stream. I have opted out of AI tags so that people know your chat is not being scraped by AI. Just as a bit of an FYI. And yeah, anybody else can do that too, and probably should. It primarily affects if you are a streamer, but you probably should go do that just in case. Not too long ago, I believe it was literally 2 days ago now at this point. I've kind of lost track of this week. There was actually a public meeting with one of the Twitch representatives who said, and I'm going to paraphrase this, of course it's on by default. If it wasn't, nobody would opt in. A very honest answer. Yes, Luna Ruth. It probably should say something. I'll tell you exactly what it says. It says that Amazon is sending this mandate down from on high, because Amazon has been really bullish about AI, even now. So again, I have it turned off, so my stream is not being scraped. Thank you to the EU, by the way. A lot of people are not a big fan of the EU, but it's worth noting that the EU's regulations are exactly why we have the option to opt out. So that's cool. Yeah, no, the EU is... There are issues with the EU, but at the very least, they're better than the States about stuff like this. Yeah, Amazon owns Twitch, if you're not aware. Anyways, yeah, no kidding. Better than the AU. It's true! Except it isn't. But it is! Anyways, hi, Rax. You should play this game. I think you'd like it. Do it. Do it. Rax is like, but I'm playing FF14! And that is why you fail. Yeah, Rax doesn't have as much free time as she probably should. Wait, eBay stopped taking Amex? Why?
Ah, Cal. I was hoping we could speak about something. There is a site, quite an ancient one at that, in the northern desert. I visited it during my early days on Jeddah, before the Empire's presence grew.
What kind of site?
One built by those who revered Force users. We know little about them, but I found the experience quite fascinating. Perhaps you will too.
We'll check it out.
Thanks for the side quest. I will not be doing that.
My friend, have you made the acquaintance of Sister Task?
Don't think I have.
You ought to introduce yourself.
One moment.
Oh god, we can. I was actually trying to interrupt. That's actually funny. Ooh, Blintable?
He couldn't save Armaias. He gave his life for this. I'm sorry.
I know you did your best, Cal. And the Empire?
They did not track us.
Hey, Scrapper. Glad you made it back in one piece.
Master Cordova. Did you find a way across the abyss?
No. But you may have, Cal. Bode and I were able to find some interesting data in the archives.
Let's show him what we dug up.
Centuries ago, the Republic established a colony on Kobold to study a stellar anomaly known as the Abyss. Santari Kree led the research team.
That Z with him.
Early attempts to navigate the Abyss ended in disaster. The Republic was on the verge of abandoning the project.
And then guess who volunteers to fly in alone and discovers a planet on the other side?
Dagon.
Using the data from his voyage, Kree invented the Abyss Compass to guide others safely to Tantalor.
The Republic established a settlement. The Jedi built a temple. Just like you said, Cal.
Regrettably, a time of peace and prosperity was disrupted when Outer Rim marauders invaded.
I saw them too, but how'd they get across the abyss?
Hold on, did you catch that? The subtitle called them the Nihil, however you pronounce that. But it was, like, in parentheses, and he didn't actually say that line.
He must have stolen a compass. Don't worry, we won't be so careless.
Overwhelmed, the Republic abandoned Tantalor, and the Jedi Council ordered Kree to destroy the compass.
Dagon Gera refused and rebelled against the Order.
That is a Gendai. They do not often ally with other species.
Looks like Ravis has been working with Dagon for a lot longer than we thought.
So the Order sent Jedi to secure the compasses. Dagon murders them over it.
Jedi. Killing other Jedi.
But Centauri said that Dagon was the key to Tantalor.
Maybe he is, young Jedi. Despite my efforts, those compasses you brought me were beyond repair. However, records indicate that 3 were unaccounted for.
So you're saying one might still be out there?
Yes.
One of them's on Kobo, one of them's on Jeddah. No, sorry.
And Dagon sent his army to look for it.
I'd ask you to stay and help us, but I recognize that look.
What look?
Hope. That planet could be a haven for those who stand against the Empire.
So you coming with us? I mean, Grease can make room on the Mantis. For all of you.
No. This place needs me. The Hidden Path needs me.
Cordova?
I'm sorry, my friend. But for now, my place is on Jeddah with Seer.
Ah.
Let me prepare a data stick so you'll have access to our research wherever your journey takes you.
That's sad.
Let me guess. You're staying too.
When we first met, I thought that what we shared was unique. Survivors, fighting together against the Empire who took our families.
Yeah. You helped me realize I wasn't alone.
As did you. But there is a galaxy full of people who have suffered as we have. It's as Seer said. Perhaps you have found a sanctuary for them.
Perhaps. If we can get to it.
I will join you. Besides, it's been far too long since I've made Grease's hair stand on end.
So Marin's gonna live.
Mantis Night, sister.
The other one's on Alderaan. No, this is before that push-ups. We're good. No, I'll tell you right now. Cordova and Seer are going to die. the plot structure just makes too much sense. First of all, most logically, they're the only two who are not in the party. What's supposed to happen is, all right, we leave the home base, we go off and do the adventure, we succeed at our adventure, we come back, things have gotten bad. Okay, now we have to recover from the bad, and that leads to the climax. That's going to be like the second to last act, right? So, Cordova and Sierra are staying behind, they're both dying. QED. I still actually think Bode's a traitor, but they're working very hard to convince me he's not. So that might have just been some early weirdness. It's entirely possible he's on the level. If so, he would either die too, or he would be the last. They came and killed Seer and Cordova, right? Something like that. Oh yeah, they're also Jedi, which gives them default death flags. In fact, quite frankly, Cal is covered in death flags. The problem is, he's the guy we're playing as. Yeah, the one who lives in a coma, something like that. Or yeah, he could be an unwitting traitor. I mean, that's still a traitor. It's just, you know. Traitor with cause is still a traitor, I'm just saying. This Cal dying is absolutely on the table in Game 3. Thing is, they announced as early as Game 1 that they wanted this to be a trilogy. And during that shareholder meeting I mentioned, they did mention that they've totally started development on the third game. We'll see.
There you are. Manus is tuned to perfection and ready to go. So where are we going?
Back to Kobo. Turns out we need a special compass to navigate the abyss.
A compass? Okay, sure. Whatever you say, kid.
Oh, and Marin's coming along.
Wait, what? Marin's joining us? Why didn't you tell me? I could have cleaned up the place. Oh, this is just perfect.
I'm sorry, Grease. Yeah, no, it'll be like a big heroic death. I could make some comparisons and examples of what I mean, but all of them would be spoilers.
Now that Marin's with us, we can go back to Coruscant.
Why would we go back to Coruscant? Why would we ever do that? Why would we do that? We're even 82% explored on Coruscant.
Headed to Kobo? Drinks are on me. Actually, forget that last bit.
The Mantis has changed.
Oh yeah, Cal and Bode, they ain't exactly the cleaning types.
I cleaned this morning. Wait, did I? No, I didn't. That's on me.
Marin, I didn't know you were coming. Hey, maybe I'll pick up some scaz steak. Why'd you join back up anyway?
Seer and I believe Tanalorr could be a refuge for those persecuted by the Empire.
Persecuted by the Empire, huh? Gotta get crowded. All right, kids, sit down. We're here.
So I guess Bode is coming with us. In a fuel depot scene. Yeah. And then we play as insert new character. There's actually a lot of options for someone to switch to.
So glad you're back. You missed all the action. It was horrible.
Did something happen?
The Raiders paid us another visit. Took a shine to that droid you found.
See?
They took her, Cal. Carried her right out. She's been droid napped.
My saloon better be okay, Turgle. I think you brought this down on us.
I'm innocent, Mr. Grease. Promise.
Dagon sent them. He's after Tanalorr.
There must be something more to Z than we realized. Something scrambled up in her memory bank.
Or they think there is.
Once he gets what he wants, he'll scrap her for sure.
It won't be easy to get her back. The Raider base is in the swamp. They gutted an old Lucre Hulk battleship from the Clone Wars.
We've seen it. Means they got a lot of firepower.
As do we.
She's right. Now's our time to move.
I like where this is going.
They already have what they came for. They're back at their fortress, feeling safe, complacent.
They'll never see it coming.
Maybe not. But if you're wrong, then they'll be looking for payback.
Not to worry. I will stay here and look after Grease and...
Wait, no, no!
I think you two can manage. Just don't let him swim without supervision.
Let me know if you need help.
Nice sex.
Name's Mosey.
Marin.
All right. I'll scout ahead. Meet you there?
The frog is the one she's Sith Lord. Yeah, and I like how Marin and Moses are immediately just like, yeah, what's up? Favorite level so far? I think the Shattered Moon overall, counting everything. And now we could go do open worlds. No. We want to go here. I forget which book it is. Malachor would probably know the answer to this. But it was set very soon after Revenge of the Sith, and it was from the perspective of Vader. And he mentions how he was still having trouble controlling his suit, and how he was having like moments where he just has to take a moment and breathe, because he was falling behind. And he was learning how to use that to inspire fear in people around him. Like he just paused for a second, breathe, and then slowly turned to the officer, who's just like, ah! It's an interesting perspective, but it makes me think of what we could do if we were playing the fake Vader, like Colgrim just mentioned. Like, if we don't know what to do, we just stand there and like, oh god, you're right, Lola Moss, I'm so sorry. See, you have to understand that I am very, very stupid. Like, if you took your average billionaire and then made them, like, one step further stupid than they are, that's me. If I was the GM, I would make that a bluff check. Sure, Kitten Fan, why not? Yeah, the handsome Jack body double. Ah. Thank you for the donation, Lola Moss. And I will jot that down for Rogue Trader. Okay. Dispatch and Metro. Okay. Metro Exodus. Look, I gotta compensate for the quality of trails somehow, Blue Alex. I gotta dumb me down because, like, it's a finite thing, right? It's a zero-sum game. There's only so much smart that can be there. All right, where am I going? Over here. Looks like here-ish? Hello? Game? Hello? Oh, you got it, Mook. So... that's going towards Trails of Crossbow. Done. That's true. If I ever need to engage my brain, I play something really dumb like Secret of the Stars. Or Starfield. And I suddenly become a genius. It's not me. I don't get credit for that. No, I wanted to be over here. Don't worry about it, Russ. Just don't think about it. Just don't think about it. It's not coming out yet. You've got some time. Oh my god, 2 rankers at once. Jesus Christ. Where? Oh, I see it. Okay. Where the heck am I? To my knowledge, Rogue Trader was not made with AI. I offer the option to redistribute if anybody wants to, you know, because screw the company. That's up to you, and not my decision, which is why I'm not making it for you. Having said that, for those of you who didn't catch the memo, Dark Heresy and Osiris, etc., are both, closed now. They're vetoed. Now, the good news is only 2 people have donated towards those games. So if you are Scion of the Emperor or Timonash, let me know. The Ranker has a one-shot. Yeah, he's a Ranker. That makes sense. Oh yeah, we could go through that blaster shield by the Stormtroopers now, too.
Well, there it is.
Got your mark, I'm coming in.
You made it.
Anyone spot you?
Me? Not a chance. What are we dealing with? Any sign of the droid?
Some kind of service gantry.
Could be a way in.
It's the best option I can see. Only way to the Lucre Hulk is through this swamp.
For you, maybe. You want to ride, BD?
When you're ready, make a move on that gantry. I'll be watching.
Copy that.
The funny thing is AI upscaling, which really is a different thing, sucks. Like, the overwhelming majority of AI upscaling is pretty obvious and honestly looks worse in most cases.
Now we just need the rest.
So it's like, yeah, it's not nearly as morally as questionable. It's just bad. I'm not a big fan of the frame generation, personally. Preference.
Hard to believe anything could live in this swamp. I guess our friend here makes it work. See that building, buddy? Guess
I mean, Lucre Hulks are enormous, so... Yeah, that makes sense.
Hello, laddie.
What?
Dangerous spot to catch a fish.
Nay, dangerous fish to catch a spot.
Sure.
Aye, that one slipped the line. But sarcasm is weak, mate. Besides, I've gathered my focus for my quarry, the fearsome, glotsome crab. One of my old crew, a mate on the grapnel, once tried to pluck a crab from the sea foam, when suddenly, wham! Overboard she went.
Oh, that's gross. Oh, I'm not eating that. I'm not eating that.
Where was I? Aye! She flopped overboard like a quillfish wriggling out of a tin. The crab yanked her in by the nostril. Sometimes you have to strike first, no?
I don't think so.
Perhaps you're wise not to take your morals from a crab. But perhaps not. Stay a moment, and I'll regale you with the next chapter of my tale. Where are we? Ah, yes. By virtue of my prodigious fishing talents, I was taken to see the mysterious one they call Dun. I can see
Dun.
wee scuba ushered into yon black-mouthed cave. I could barely make out a figure glinting with moonlight. I scrubbed my eyes like a old tar scrubbing the deck. And there she was, a vast creature. Great tentacles blooming from her blubber, like cables gorging on a fuel tank. One of the tentacles twitched into the air, just over my head, and then, wham! Right on the noggin, so I'm told. I staggered out the cave like a lover first acquainted with a deck. But something else happened. I think when that fell tentacle struck me, Undun took something straight out of my brain and put something else in.
She put something in your brain?
Aye, boy. The subtle art of catching a fish. The art of focus. And in the dark, with nothing but the bristles on your chin for company, that focus is special. From that day forward, when I plunged my line into the frigid waters, it would emerge with a fish. 3 times out of 7.
That's less than half.
I mean, that...
told me that I'd be the one to save them from the great fish famine. Little did I know that the grapnel was soon to arrive on our shores.
I'm gonna assume that's a bad thing.
Perhaps, lad. And perhaps not. But that'll be a story for another time.
Yeah, with the latest WoW patch, PAX is backed out of Guild Wars 2 again for the moment.
I mean, no disrespect, but is it even possible to find a new data pad on a planet like this?
Well, not new.
Let's check this place out.
Very kind of you. That said, I'm afraid this one has sentimental value.
Hi.
Cal, what are you doing out here?
I could ask you the same question, Zig.
I came out here to look for Z.
Yeah, me too.
Ahem. And I am Winnie Eres. Cal, was it? We've only just met, but I could use some assistance.
What do you need?
I was told there's a bird in this swamp that sports a resplendent plumage. But when I tried to get a closer look at one, it snatched my datapad and flew away.
Where'd it go?
They've got a nest at the top of a spire nearby. I'd go, but Winnie here says I gotta stay by her side.
Yes, yes, that spire there. It's so close, yet so far.
I'll see what I can do.
You shine like the stars. Oh, that's a Coruscant saying, perhaps a more simple, thank you, Cal.
That's not even possible, Clover. Come on now.
I can't move that, but there's no other way up to the pillar either.
Making dungeons playable. I don't know, man. Oh, hey, I just got a new jacket. I'm not using it. We're Team Poncho forever. Just for you. Here's Drifter. This is the one Pillars of Snow was using. Although, with a different color. I don't have colors unlocked for this yet. You do look cool, I do agree. Why would you wear Jedi robes? Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. I just probably shouldn't have worked out. Okay.
You ever been in a ship this big before, buddy? Been a long time for me. Not looking forward to it. But Z's in there. We're not leaving without her.
I feel a little bad about that. In case you missed what the B1 droid was talking about, he was admiring the views and just like
saying the things he saw, and he's like, oh, and a small island, and then I killed him. Screaming. Yeah, so Lucrehulks are not small ships. It's one of the few prequel ships where the enormous size of the thing doesn't bother me that much. Also, how have you never heard me talk about Hills and Chocolate? I've talked about that during this run, even. Oh, B1 banter. I mean, Stormtrooper banter is amazing, but B1 banter, come on. Come on. Yeah, it's actually come up twice during this run. Once in general, I don't remember what prompted that, and once because we found out that Alcat are all in on Gen AI, and it's... I was actually talking about that last night, too. One of the other things that irritates me... Oh, yeah, it was the Saudis. One of the things that irritates me is when a company... There's no apology for using Jedi. Every single company that's ever been caught doing it, or openly said it, is very defensive about it. You ever notice that? Like, they're just straight up like, no, this is how things are, and I don't see why gamers have an issue, and we're only using it for this. We're only using it for this, this, and this. Everything in the final product will be of 100% human make. It's okay. We're still using Jedi AI, by the way. Like, what? If you're going to be open about it, just be open about it. At least that way I can just be like, and gone.
There you are. Ready to liberate one slightly eccentric High Republic droid?
Yeah. You?
Well, I'm here, aren't I?
Interesting statement.
Ready.
I'm with you.
Most memorable droid banter. So I'm going to try to pick the second most memorable, because the first most memorable I know because it's in a short, which will be going live probably sometime in a few months. So, the second most memorable, it's the Enjoy the View droid, by the way. I think I'm going to go with the droid promotion. It's like, I guess I'm in charge now. Woo.
Patrolling. Roger, roger.
Sounds like trouble.
And we like trouble.
Do we?
I'll go high.
Oh, hey. The only good-looking tanks in this entire game. And by game, I mean franchise, sorry. Alright, hang on, I gotta deal with the B2 over there.
Within acceptable parameters.
Oh, sorry, I was referring to the best droid banter in this game, Brax. If I had to pick from all of Star Wars, that is a much harder ask.
Well, I want some more action. Who's next?
So here they are. I don't actually remember what these are called. I am ashamed. Fake fan. But these are actually my favorite tanks in this entire franchise. No joke. Visually. I love these things. Do it, BD.
Nice job.
I don't... You know what? Yeah, actually, Ross. And yeah, exactly, Colgrim. I actually just said that. Although I guess you weren't here for that, never mind. But I did literally just say that. Right before you popped in.
Don't give up.
Done.
Keep going. Leave some for me.
Not such a warm welcome.
I guess knocking isn't an option.
We'll find our own way.
Poor droids.
You smell that too, BD?
Any ideas, Cal?
I will admit, I am actually fond of the Juggernaut.
Think you can break that coupling?
Let's find out.
Big old rolling tank. It was from the EU, but we saw it in, I want to say, episode 2. Might have been 3. I don't know. I know they showed it in the movies as like a blink and you'll miss it kind of a thing. A bug phobia mode. Interesting.
Keep it together now. Gonna get away! Put it all.
Yeah, that's the one, Pilgrim.
Over yet. Don't get too close. I'm on you.
There we go.
Oh, a goatee? Wait, what? What? How is that a goatee versus that not being a goatee? Like it's just less. Why is it called less? Just call it a shaven beard. Oh my god, dude, Cal. I guess that's shaven. So what's the difference between shaven and the short goatee? No, it's Unreal 4, Pilgrim. Okay, never mind. I see it. I'm blind. There's more on the chin. It's shaven, except there's more right here on the chin. That's what it is. We all know this is the correct look. Sorry, this is the correct look. This is what I meant to... It's okay, it could be worse. We could have the man bun. No, this is Sir Reginald Cal right here. Look at him. Just look at him. Yeah, let's get rid of the abomination here really quick. Where am I? Right.
So Marin decided to come after all.
Yeah, she thinks Tanalor could really help the path.
All right. But you do seem happier now that she's around.
Okay, let's focus. C needs us.
Look, I would be happier with Marin around, and I'm not into her. You don't need to imply anything here, Bode. Do you just not run out of fuel on that thing?
I broke into a freighter on Nav once.
Yeah? Any tips?
No. It was nothing like a Lucre Hulk. Not sure why I even mentioned it.
Could you clear this up?
Absolutely.
Thanks. I shouldn't say anything about fuel. I hated the inclusion of hyperfuel into the franchise. And you know me, normally I'm into logistics, but the problem is that wasn't logistics. It was just there to be a thing to rob. They needed something valuable, so they came up with hyperfuel.
Oh, you're...
Who even needs a jetpack, huh?
Damage taken. Initiate belligerence.
Were those droids arguing?
It happens more than you'd think.
No wonder they lost. Come on, let's go. I'll make sure the coast is clear. Miss me, BD?
You just keep going further and further up this friggin' hangar.
I need to clear my mind.
Just look at this place. Have a nice nap?
Not exactly.
Yeah, you ever wonder how much Super Hulk, excuse me, Umber Hulks, no? Lucre Hulks. You ever wonder how much Lucre Hulks cost? Like, just think of the sheer quantity of titanium alone. Sorry, Durasteel. Just a couple turns. Several works of Star Wars have tried to add price values to ships and hardware, and pretty much all of them have failed.
If anyone comes this way, kill them. Oh, this one understands. No mercy. Deactivating neutralization thresholds. I'm not sure what that means, but it's exciting.
Slow up. Enemies nearby. Get that droid back!
Attack!
That's that. You good, BD? Keep going up, yeah? Somehow?
Probably amusingly, the only fictional work I have ever seen that actually does logistics anywhere near properly in Star Wars is a video game, Star Wars Rebellion, which is a grand strategy Star Wars game. Go figure. There's no money to speak of. In fact, there's literally no money. There's just resources. But, yeah, no, fun fact. Building an ISD actually takes an extraordinarily huge amount of time and a colossal amount of resources. So solving that equation is a decent chunk of the gameplay loop. Is like, okay, shoot, all right, I need these 3 planets, all dumping resources into these 2 planets, who will refine those resources into funneling them here, and then I have a giant shipyard with tons of shipyards put together to actually build the ship here, and so forth and so on.
There.
Never doubted you.
And yeah, you also need the ship research, and you actually need to build the yards themselves, which requires construction yards, which also requires time, which also requires resources. It's almost like it's a strategy game. What? Yeah, I was going to comment on that, because, like, we're in the middle of a swamp, right? And this thing has been here for, what, 9 years? Ish. Yeah, and everything I just described is quite literally just to make one Star Destroyer. But yeah, it is fun. I like Rebellion for what it is. It's actually kind of simplified by modern grand strategy
terms? Standards? Whatever, you get the point. And yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm really looking forward to playing Vic 3 someday. Nope, that was just like a second too fast. Yeah! Or, sorry. You can also do this. What's funny is this is also swung like a two-hander, just really big committal swings. Ah, shoot. And, okay. You know, it's going to sound weird, but I'm kind of glad that the studio has realized that the platforming, like, is one of the selling points.
Just like the old days.
I do like this Zweihander a lot, and I've been trying to use the dual saber just to test it for gameplay review purposes.
Where are they going?
Ooh, there's a bunch of tanks down there. And the flyer walker droids, I forget what they're called. Possibly, Mr. Red. Vultures, that's them.
Unauthorized personnel spotted.
Okay, I'm not fighting a Magna droid with the dual saber. I'm not that crazy. Although I could. There's a shortcut I just unlocked. It does shred his block. So, the reason I like this Zweihander is the same exact reason I tend to use these kind of weapons in Dark Souls games or Bloodborne games or whatever, right? It's because, first of all, it's satisfying to use. And if you successfully hit, you absolutely destroy. That's important. If the impact was not there, it would not be as worthwhile. Because you have to be predictive. You have to... You can't be reactive with this thing. You have to be like, alright, waiting. He's about to attack. Interrupt his attack. Because your attacks are so slow and you cannot interrupt your animations. So you have to be like, alright, I'm ready. Alright, I'm ready. Alright, I'm ready. It's all about timing. Like I said, it's predictive instead of reactive. I just said that. Stop repeating yourself, Laura. By contrast, well, not this, but the other one, the split sabers, is way more reactive. Boss does something, you can instantly react to it. Good morning, Sean. What reason would I give for lightsabers having weight behind them? There's this thing called Rule of Cool. And it carries with it the will of the Force. Oh yeah, I haven't actually tried out just saber in a while. I should do that. Someone remind me to switch my stances next time I get the opportunity.
Stay alert. We have reports of hostiles in the area.
We're under attack? Here?
Ready for battle. Keep this area locked down. Whatever Ravis is up to, it's drawn some unwanted attention. Any other day, stealing from those slow-minded prospectors would mean a thing. But now, they got some muscle. I can hear them buzzing around.
Oh, that sounds bad.
Stay alert. Weapons hot. We're the Bedlam Raiders. Nobody invades our place and gets away.
Yep. All right.
ship knows we're here now, huh?
Yeah, the point is, first of all, if all the weight is in the hilt, that's not how the swing would work. Second of all, if all the weight was in the hilt, then every single lightsaber would be that heavy, which they're obviously not. Can I? Yeah, I didn't think so. Oh, absolutely, Mr. Red. We talked about this before. Cal's kind of a heavy. Like, in lore. Yeah, that too, Blade Devil. We do have a fencing stance. Oh, our first gun cosmetic. Oh no, he's nowhere on the level of, you know, Vader. Or even Luke, who's also kind of a big whoosh. Part of Cal's issue is he's only ever had to deal with two types of people. People who are not Force users and very low-tier Force users. I'm sorry, Inquisitors are bottom-rung Force users. Like, he hasn't had to deal with anybody who really knows what they're doing. I'm not even talking about Vader, who's just ridiculous.
I need to clear my mind.
Here we go. Let's switch back to default for a minute. And we'll do blaster from now, right? Yeah, the one time he had to deal with Vader, his solution was to run. And he almost didn't succeed at that. That's actually a good question. I don't know. If we're going to, it'll be in the third game. There's no way it'll happen here. This game was cross-promoting with Kenobi. Not Rebels. Hello there.
I don't want you here. Igniting thrust. I'm on to you. I'll never stop.
I guess he stopped.
Target defensive. Got some moves.
Jammed door? I wonder. Need to open this.
Cal, get it!
Good to see you in one piece.
I could see him being at Ezra's level. Late Rebels Ezra, yeah, very much so.
You must be happy that Marin joined the crew.
Yeah. Glad she wants to help us find Tantalor.
Wait, you hear that?
Destroyer droids.
Oh, no.
You okay? I think that's all of them.
First time I fought Droideka was with my master during the Clone Wars. I froze. He had to take them out.
Look at you now. Bet he'd be proud.
Hope so.
I'm a little biased towards Maul because he has so many of the best lightsaber fights in the entire franchise. And let's be clear, that's all down to, I can't remember his name, but the guy who pretty much always does his motion capture. I don't know if he did it in the Maul show, but he definitely did it in Clone Wars. And Rebels. Ray Park, thank you. I knew it was Ray and I was stalling on that. Because I wanted to say Ray Chase, and I'm like, no.
Spotted some hostiles. Looks like a fight.
So, you know she didn't just join to find Tanalor, right?
Don't know what you're talking about.
Whatever you say, Cal.
That's how it's done.
I mean, the idea behind Maul is supposed to be... Oh, was it? Oh, that's a shame. Just know. The idea behind Maul is supposed to be that he is an assassin. They even built an entire spec based on him in Tor. He is supposed to be the get in, destroy, and get out. In any extended fight, he just can't handle it. In fact, you'll notice that every time he fights against someone who has any kind of staying power, he slowly falls behind. When he can actually get in and destroy quickly and efficiently, he does.
Okay, let's see what we have here.
A turbo lift.
Is that who I think it is inside?
Let me get a closer look.
Actually, yeah, Mike Tyson is not a bad comparison point.
And that's our target. I see a problem. Down there.
Droids.
We've seen worse. Check out those AATs. I've got a plan. So, I figure I make some noise, draw them away, you slip by. Regroup at the turbo lift. What do you think?
It's risky.
We passed risky a while back. Good luck.
You too.
Yeah, exactly. He has several 5-minute cooldowns, which he always opens every fight with. If that doesn't bring his opponent down, he's got nothing else. And I agree with Malachor. He is supremely arrogant, which is funny when you think about it. Since so much of his life is driven by fear.
There's a hangar full of craft.
An army, all ours, ready to scour this planet for my lost master.
When it's time, I'll signal.
What signal?
Trust me, you won't miss it.
What is it? No win. I'm sorry. What do you mean if you catch them? If you catch them. Blast them, you idiot. Copy that?
Okay, can't quite pull that off. I was trying to do something cute. I probably could if I practiced it, but it looks like that's not what the game wants me to do. So, what do you want me to do again?
Outside.
You know, I hear the high seas might have some answers for you there, Mr. Red. I'm going to admit I actually have no resources on that anymore. I am the wrong person to tap. But I bet Rax does. And if Rax doesn't, Valerian does.
Need to center myself.
I think that might be the signal. And no, I've not watched all of the Maul show. Just enough of it.
Intruder! You'll feel it.
It's sealed.
not even close. I didn't think so. That sounds really fun, build the snow. Roger, roger. Yeah, Clone Wars is a chonker.
Now to test my work. Droid, kill them.
Roger, roger. Roger, roger.
Oh, yeah, they really are. I'm going to give that a negative. I've been thinking about it for a while. And I've been doing some of WoW as part of the co-op group. And let me tell you, seeing what actual log entries are like in the latest patch really has helped shine a light on how terrible the log entries are in this game.
Ready for combat.
Okay. God, that's no range.
I'll never break.
He breaks.
Fight.
Thank you, friend. Good to see you.
Likewise. Does anyone need a hammer that size?
Doesn't need it anymore. Couldn't find a way to the turbo lift.
Well, let's look for one together.
Unstoppable as ever, BD.
Listen, let's not get into Star Wars and fuel again. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Kobo matter. No! Yeah, that's not happening. Oh, that has no collision. Alright, cool. Actually, that would be kind of funny if there's just this one raider who's just a huge Lucre Hulk enthusiast who was hired specifically to keep this thing running. Like that's why he was brought on. Nope. Yep, okay. Alright, I'm gonna walk away from this. Yep, it's well paying, you got housing, there's a bit of a swamp issue, but you don't care. I mean, this has to be the way forward, but where's the moment to go? Yeah, climate control. That is janky as hell. Oh, God. Okay. Nope. Other way. Other way. I need to be going the other way. I've got to be bomb jumping this. This cannot be how they intend for me to do this.
This is just so jank.
Hey, check this out. Could you wire it up? I've got an idea.
Alright, what's your horrible idea?
Okay. Now what? Not bad.
How strong is that jetpack again? And why is your spine not liquid?
What are these buildings?
The technical term is yurts. Living quarters. Saw them on Merrick 9. You never seen so many yurts.
Living quarters. We're in deep now.
Have you not been in deep until this moment? Is this the first moment that deep has been into?
Good. Soon you will serve a new master.
Did you know that Ravis is the bad guy? Just so you're aware. I mean, Ravis is practically non-existent. He at least has DC Douglas carrying him. The other guy has literally only been in one scene, not counting flashbacks, and I have given his scene a negative on both axes. So... not impressed.
They're onto us. Get it.
There they go! Oh, come on! We can't lose to this head!
Language.
Identify!
You're all right.
What, did they just start a few months ago or something to go to?
It's over! Look at you go!
Who are the worst Mary Sues in Star Wars? Oh, gosh.
Yeah, toss them. Ravis only wants the intact ones.
Hold on! Give me that!
Yeah, ignore chat. They're going to give a bunch of jokey / no answers. Let me think about that.
Good eye.
Star Killer absolutely qualifies, although they at least lean into it, especially in the second game. No, I didn't, Elizar. Ahsoka's a weird one. Because Ahsoka is a legitimately interesting, well-acted character who the author absolutely tries to overemphasize. So she's a good character sometimes and a Mary Sue other times, and it's really frustrating. She's not one of the worst Mary Sues I've seen, not even close to any of the ones we just mentioned. I mean, that's disgusting and terrible, is there? I don't know what else to add to that. I've heard the argument that it's his choice and he has the right to do that. That's arguably not true. But even if it's legal, doesn't make it right. And yeah, it is kind of gross, for lack of a better word to use. Like there's a Magna droid just chilling there, hanging out. Just doing his thing. Yeah, I was gonna say, we've had Vader replacement voice actors for actual decades. It is yet another reason to not hire a person. To not have to hire a person. To remove creativity from the equation. That would be funny to quote it.
Wait, if we burn it all down, won't we burn ourselves up too?
Bingo.
That doesn't sound very fun.
Oh, exciting! Surprise! You need to do better than that!
Leave some for me!
Wow. Yeah, no, the main character from the Jedi Knight is 100% a Mary Sue, which is funny because we're playing him, but no, he counts. At least in his own story arc. Yeah, how many of you have heard what was happening with Robin Williams' daughter?
Jedi on our turf. Thought I'd managed to get away never having to greet one.
He's in our home. We have the advantage. And a whole ship of droids.
I appreciate the gusto, I do. But it don't belay my worries all that much.
So, some people were sending her videos or audio clips using AI-generated voices trained on her father, who, as a reminder, is dead. F, by the way. Now, some people were doing that to be dicks. Some people were doing that as like a really creepy, weird, trying to help her with her dead father kind of a thing. Like, I've actually heard some of it. It's very messed up. You know, like, oh, I've always loved you, daughter, stuff like that. And it's like, she came down on that like a ton of bricks, as she should. Because that's just kind of gross at that point. Like, that's...
Enemy's close.
What?
Let's get after it, Cal.
The weak die. Whoa, no.
Yeah, it's ghoulish. A word I've been using more often than not lately. No, she told them all to piss off in much less kind language than that, Elizar.
The chase. Target me!
Once we get through this, Kata and I can finally rest. Somewhere quiet and peaceful. Like it used to be. Almost like it used to be.
Tantalor's closer than ever.
Yeah, just gotta keep pushing, huh?
Can't stop now.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if she actually took legal action on the matter.
Can you get that down?
Consider it done.
You know, something I find amusing.
Cut the throat down just for you.
Both Bode and Marin are functionally teleporters. They're not literally, but think about it. From a gameplay perspective, both of them can just warp ahead to wherever they need to be, or warp behind to get caught up with you. I wonder if that was done deliberately.
There's no time to let up, Cal.
That too, Pilgrim. Oh, okay.
Hostile.
Nice usage of the episode 1 music, by the way.
How do you think those other compasses missed me? Credit to our CFR. No kidding. She sent Z to that back attack. Point of the story.
As if we'll lose to you.
You will suffer for invading our home. Your glory. Initiated. Scanning for There will be no mercy for you. Leave nothing but scraps.
Target missed.
That's how it's done. No, and I just got promoted.
Let him have it.
I will not yield to you. I won't break.
Yes, Elizar.
Well, that was something.
I don't think they like us.
Why not? We have such charming personalities.
It's okay, BD. We'll find another way.
Yes, they did that. Yes, it was gross. What is uncertain here, Elizar? And yeah, I'm with Kraken. I'm with her, quite frankly. If you sent me a message from one of my dead relatives saying, "Oh, I love you, Lore," I would slug them in the jaw as hard as I can. And I can hit very hard.
So we rescue Z, get out of here, find Tanalor, and then what?
I'm just taking it day by day.
Maybe figure something out with Mary?
She's got her path, I've got mine.
Yeah, I've heard Jedi avoid attachment, but...
That's right.
Just don't forget who you really are.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means trust your heart. Things are only getting worse out there. Life is precious. And so is happiness.
I wish it were that simple.
It is that simple. If you see a future with Marin, embrace it.
I don't understand. I can't just... Bode.
Yeah, this is coming from a guy who lost his wife, Cal.
Over here. A little further. Perfect.
Thanks. I'll look for another way around. You find that droid. And stay alive.
We're told he has a daughter. We haven't seen such a thing yet. I'm not saying I disbelieve it, just, you know... Listen, Leneruth, you need to reach out to your one true love. I don't know. Insert person here. Person number 387.5.
This isn't very inviting.
Yeah, Marin was with someone in, I want to say, the comic? I don't know, I wasn't really interested in it, so I never really read it.
I don't think anyone's been back here in a while, buddy. Droids from the Forest Array.
Oh, goody. That means we're gonna fight Ravis soon. She got to go to the Stormtrooper.
Okay, not that way then. Dagon's gonna destroy Z to get what he wants. He's obsessed. He shouldn't have left her at the outpost.
No, you shouldn't, but the game didn't give me an option to bring her with. Yeah, no kidding. Like, the audio muting, the visual lighting, the fact that everything's just kind of slightly off, almost haunted. This is Dark Side 101. It's also red.
Jedi.
You're a bold one.
There it is.
What do you want with that?
That's Dagon's orders. This is for me.
There's the tentacles, by the way. Because Jedi are stupid. Oh, I'm not looking forward to this.
Nice one, BD.
Okay, this is new.
They're onto us. We have to get out of here now. That was clever.
Sometimes the solution to a problem lies in how it's framed. Always consider the situation from multiple angles.
You mean like this bloom filter? Jesus Christ.
Always giving me a new perspective, eh, Seer? I'm good, buddy. Let's go.
Yeah, that's the second time we've had a really strange sudden ability get from a flashback.
Breathe.
Ah, well. I'm sure it's fine. This is also, you notice, and they do this, it's very Metroid. We've been seeing all kinds of stuff that's red that we can't interact with. And it's been escalating. We've been seeing more and more and more red stuff throughout the Lucrehulk, so obviously we're going to get a new ability. I got a new ability too. It's called Getting Lunch.